We've been standing in line here at Ecuador, at the border for Ecuador from Colombia for almost 5 hours now. We've got like 2 hours more to go. But that's not what really matters. We started talking to some people and discovered that somewhere around 80 to 90% of this line is refugees from Venezuela who are fleeing from the country, who are taking buses, getting out illegally, legally, whatever way they can to go make better lives. And it's you see these things on the news, you hear about them, and then when you're on the ground talking to them, it's a completely life-changing experience. I just spent time in line with 2 hours speaking Spanish, talking to a 21-year-old kid and 3 or 4 people sitting around listening to his stories, and he's telling me how his life changed. He's 21. He had lived in Caracas. He'd watched beheadings happen. He left his family. He left everything to go find a new job in Lima. And what was, besides the stories and creating this connection with them, I started to feel like a little bit more community. They started teaching me Venezuelan words. They started teaching me pana, like pana means my friend, amigo, hermano. And they started giving me daps and teaching me handshakes. And I really got this deeply entrenching sense of community between these people. So, for instance, what was massively fascinating was he left by himself, but he made new friends at the border who were leaving to go to Peru, and these are his new friends. He has no family. He doesn't know where he's getting work from. He's just got new friends. That's it. And really, I was like, how did you escape? How did you get out? And he starts telling me, well, I did something I think was really smart. I saved up a bunch of money so I could travel around Colombia for about a month and a half. So it looked like I was traveling around the country. So they saw my stamps around Venezuela. It looked like I was good to go. He's like, then I made my move. I got over to the border. I don't remember the city's name, but it's next to Santander on the mountainside near Bucaramanga in Colombia. And he walked across. So he walked across with a bunch of people illegally, found a bus, took the bus through Bogota, Cali to get over here to Ecuador now, and he's making his way down to Lima. And then something really cool happened, which really struck home. Mom and daughter passed out. They started passing out. It's 40 degrees outside. I'm in 3 sweaters, but they're passing out. They're passing out hot tea and bread. And I don't really eat sugar, and I figured, honestly, these people can use it much more than I can. So I passed him my tea. He's like, are you sure? And then I passed him my bread, and he's like, the light up in his eyes was like something I'll never forget. And he takes the bread, and then he goes and he gives it to his friends that he's just met to go on this journey with him. And he takes the bread, he gives it to him, he saves a little bit in his bag for later, and then they just start smiling. The reaction that I've got from them is that I started talking to them is that they're nervous, but they're nervous about a new life. They're more happy that they're leaving the insanity that they're going through. And like you could feel that. I asked him, I was like, how come you're happy? And he's like, I'm happy because what I've been going through is crazy, and this is a way for me to get out and make something with myself and bring stuff to my family. And lastly is this story he was telling me. I was like, this line's taking forever. Like, I'm complaining, this line's taking forever. And he's like, well, back in Venezuela, he's like, this line's nothing. Everybody gets a card with what day of the week they get to get food on. And whatever day it is, Monday, Tuesday, they go wait in line for almost 24 hours to get food to eat. And that's why when the bread came out, you saw us all like congregate in a little circle, all happy, because this is like what it's like in Venezuela now. This is where we're making our friends, is in food lines once per week, where we're meeting together. And like, I'm heart-stricken. I'm also connected. I still feel disassociated, but the coolest thing is like how happy they are. How you get. When I read on the news about Syria or all these places, I'm thinking like, all these people are crying or scared or freaking out or angry or want to fight. But like that's really not what's happening. They're like normal people with dreams and beliefs who are like excited for this new life, that are really nervous about crossing borders that I get to privilege of crossing fairly easily, and they're just trying to make something of themselves. So every day we learn, we live, and we grow. Today, we picked a day for exponential growth.